The strange visitor, it was a quiet night. The human's small house stood at the edge of town, surrounded by dark trees and cool wind. The streetlights were weak, and the only sound was the soft hum of insects outside. The human, a simple man, named Daniel, was sitting in his chair, reading a book. His life had always been normal, boring even. But that night something very strange was waiting for him. At first he heard scratching, a slow, careful sound as if something sharp was moving against the wooden door. Daniel froze. He thought maybe it was a stray dog or a raccoon. But the scratching was too steady, too controlled. It wasn't the random movement of an animal. It was more like someone trying to get in. His heart started to beat faster. He stood up slowly, the old wooden floor creaking under his feet. He walked to the door and placed his hand on the handle, but then stopped. The scratching stopped too. Silence filled the air, heavy and strange. Daniel whispered to himself, "Probably nothing, just my mind playing tricks." Then came the knock. Not a human knock. It was deep, strong, and heavy. 3 slow thuds that shook the door. Daniel's hand shook as he reached for the handle. Every part of him wanted to turn away, to hide, to pretend he hadn't heard it. But curiosity was stronger. With a nervous breath, he pulled the door open. What stood there made his blood run cold. A tall figure, half hidden in the shadows, leaned forward. The creature's body was covered in silver-gray fur that shimmered under the weak light. 2 glowing yellow eyes stared right at him, unblinking. Its shape was not fully human, not fully animal. Its long arms ended in clawed fingers. Its legs bent in a way that reminded him of a wolf ready to spring. But its face looked almost canine. Long snout, sharp teeth, but twisted with something intelligent, something aware. Daniel's breath caught in his throat. He wanted to slam the door, but his body would not move. Then the creature spoke. "Human," it growled, voice deep and rough, but clear enough to understand. "You must prepare." Daniel froze. His skin crawled at the sound. The words were broken, strange, but there was no mistake. They were spoken in English. What? Daniel stammered, his voice shaking. "What do you mean? Who are you?" The creature tilted its head, eyes glowing brighter. Its ears twitched as if listening to something far away. Then slowly, it stepped forward, 1 clawed foot on the wooden porch. Daniel instinctively stepped back. "Danger comes," the creature said. "But first, you must prepare. It is time." Daniel's mind raced. Prepare for what? Was this thing a threat or a warning? Every part of his body screamed at him to run, but some deep instinct whispered that running would not help. The creature lowered its head, almost like a bow, though its sharp teeth still gleamed in the light. Daniel's fear mixed with confusion. Why would something so terrifying bow? He forced his voice to stay steady. "Prepare for what?" The creature raised its eyes again. For the first time, Daniel noticed something strange about them. Behind the glowing yellow there was sadness. A heavy sadness, as if this creature carried a burden too great to bear. Then it spoke the words that made Daniel's blood turn to ice. "We're having puppies." Silence. Pure silence. Daniel blinked. His mind refused to understand. Had it really said, "Puppies"? That made no sense. It must have meant something else. But the creature repeated, louder this time, its voice echoing in the night air. "You should prepare, human. We're having puppies." Daniel's mouth fell open. He wanted to laugh, to scream, to ask 100 questions at once. But no sound came out. His brain twisted in confusion. Was this some alien joke? Some kind of trap? Puppies? With him? That was impossible. The creature stepped closer. Its tail, long and furry, swayed slowly behind it. The sharp claws tapped lightly against the porch wood. But its eyes never left Daniel's. "You do not understand now," it said, voice softer, but urgent. "But you will. Puppies come soon. They are ours." Daniel's stomach dropped. His hands shook. His whole body felt weak, like he was standing on the edge of something too big to see. "Why me?" he whispered. The creature didn't answer. It only tilted its head again, ears twitching at some sound only it could hear. Then it leaned closer, so close Daniel could feel its strange breath against his skin. "Prepare," it whispered. And then, before Daniel could move, before he could ask another question, the creature stepped back into the shadows. One blink, and it was gone. The night was silent again, as if nothing had ever happened. But Daniel knew something had changed. Something huge. He shut the door slowly, hands trembling. His heart pounded in his chest, and his mind replayed the words over and over. "We're having puppies." The meaning was unclear, the fear was real, and the mystery had only begun. The shocking news. Daniel did not sleep that night. He lay in his bed staring at the ceiling, his mind spinning in endless circles. Every sound outside made him jump. Every shadow in the corner of the room seemed alive. The words repeated in his head like a curse. "We're having puppies." It made no sense. How could a giant alien wolf creature show up at his door and say something so strange? Was it a warning? A threat? A mistake? Or was it real? By morning, Daniel's eyes were red, and his body ached from lack of sleep. He dragged himself into the kitchen, poured a cup of coffee, and sat at the table. The world outside looked normal. Children walked to school, cars drove by, birds chirped. Nothing looked different, but Daniel knew everything had changed. Then, as the steam rose from his coffee, he felt it, the same presence. A shiver ran down his spine. Slowly, he turned his head, and there, standing by the window, was the creature again. Tall, silver-furred, eyes glowing like twin suns. It had returned. Daniel nearly dropped the cup. How did you get in here?" The creature tilted its head, ears twitching. "Doors. Do not stop me." Daniel's mouth went dry. He stood, trying to look brave, though his knees felt weak. "What do you want from me?" The creature's tail moved slowly from side to side, a strange rhythm, almost calm. Its deep voice rolled through the kitchen. "Not what I want, what we need. Puppies." Daniel slammed his hand on the table. "Stop saying that. I don't understand. I'm human. You're whatever you are." "What do you mean, puppies?" The alien canine leaned closer. Its glowing eyes softened for a moment as if it understood Daniel's confusion. Then it spoke carefully, slowly, like explaining to a child. "In my world, to bond is sacred. When one of us chooses, it is forever. I chose you, human." Daniel's jaw dropped. "You chose me?" "Yes," the creature said. "And when we bond, life begins. New life. They will be part of me. Part of you. The first of their kind." Daniel's stomach twisted. He felt as if the air had been knocked out of him. He took a shaky step back. "Wait, are you saying I'm going to be a father? With you?" The creature's ears twitched again, almost amused. "Not father, not mother. Something greater. Guardian. Keeper. The puppies will not be born of flesh, but of spirit. They will carry your spark, your courage, my strength, my blood. Together, they will change everything." Daniel stared at it, stunned. His brain screamed that this was impossible, that this was crazy. But deep down, something about the creature's words rang true. A strange warmth stirred in his chest, though fear quickly smothered it. "Why me?" Daniel asked in a whisper. The creature's tail stilled. Its glowing eyes dimmed, filled with something heavy, almost sorrowful. "Because no one else would accept. My people. They refuse to mix. They fear the change. But I see what humans can do. I see your fire, your stubbornness. With you, they will survive." Daniel swallowed hard. "Survive what?" The creature's voice dropped to a growl. "War. The word hit Daniel like a hammer. His knees weakened, and he gripped the table for support. War, puppies, spirit bonds. This was too much. Too fast. The alien continued. Others know. They will come. They do not want this union. They do not want the puppies to live. If they are born, the balance will change. They fear it. Daniel's blood turned cold. Enemies. Danger. Suddenly, the strange visit wasn't just a bizarre event. It was the start of something huge. So you're telling me, Daniel said, slowly, that some alien army is going to come after me, and because you say we're having puppies? Yes, the creature said simply. Daniel laughed nervously, though it sounded more like a broken cough. This is insane. I'm just a guy. I have a job. I pay bills. I can't fight aliens. The creature stepped closer, lowering its head, so that its glowing eyes were level with Daniel's. You can. You must. The puppies need you. Daniel's chest tightened. His instincts screamed to run, to hide, to deny it all. But another part of him, small but growing, whispered something else. What if this was real? What if the galaxy truly depended on him? He looked into those glowing eyes, and for a brief moment, he didn't see a monster. He saw trust. A creature who believed in him, who had chosen him. Daniel shook his head. This is crazy. But if what you say is true, then I don't have a choice, do I? The creature's mouth curved slightly, showing sharp teeth. No choice. Only destiny. Low rumble echoed outside. Daniel froze. The creature's ears perked up, tail stiff. It growled deep in its throat. They come sooner than I thought. Daniel rushed to the window. In the sky above the trees, dark shapes moved. Small ships, their lights glowing red. His heart sank. It wasn't a dream. It wasn't a joke. The war had already found him. The creature placed a clawed hand on Daniel's shoulder, heavy but steady. Protect the house. Protect yourself. The puppies are near. Daniel's blood turned to ice. His life, once ordinary, had just become the center of a battle he didn't understand. And the strangest part of all, the future of the galaxy now rested on puppies that hadn't even been born yet. The alien tradition. Daniel stood frozen by the window. The dark ships in the sky grew smaller as they disappeared into the clouds. Maybe they were scouts, maybe only shadows. But their presence confirmed one thing. The creature's warning was real. He turned slowly toward the alien canine. Its silver fur glowed faintly under the morning light that crept through the window. For a long moment, neither spoke. Daniel's heart pounded. Finally, he found his voice. You keep talking about puppies, Daniel said, his throat dry. I need the truth. What does that really mean? The creature's glowing eyes softened, almost as if it had been waiting for this question. It sat, down on the floor, lowering itself in a strangely respectful way, like a wolf bowing to its pack leader. Its voice rumbled, calm but heavy with meaning. In my people's culture, it began, life is not simple. We are not born only from body. We are born from bond. Daniel frowned. Bond? Yes, the creature said. When one of us chooses a companion, a soul link is formed. It is rare. It is sacred. With this bond, new life can begin. Not from blood, but from spirit. Puppies of bond carry traits of both. Daniel's head spun. Spirit? Soul link? Puppies carrying traits of him? He shook his head. You're telling me, if I bond with you, some spiritual puppies are going to appear? Part human, part alien? The creature nodded slowly. Yes. They will inherit my strength, my instincts, my connection to the pack, but they will also carry your courage, your fire, your human will to survive. Together, they will be something new, something powerful. Daniel laughed weakly, though there was no humor in it. This is insane. I'm not some chosen warrior. I'm not even good with kids. Why me? The creature leaned closer. Because the bond chooses. Not the mind, not the logic. The soul decides, and my soul chose you, human. Daniel felt a chill run down his spine. He wanted to argue, to deny it. But deep inside, he felt something strange. Since the first moment he had looked into those glowing yellow eyes, there had been a pull, a connection he couldn't explain. The creature continued, its voice lower now, almost like a storyteller sharing a secret. Long ago, our kind bonded with others, not humans, but creatures from different worlds. Together we built packs across the stars. Our puppies grew strong and our people thrived. But greed came. Fear came. Others hated the bond. They said mixing was wrong. They said puppies of bond were dangerous. Its glowing eyes darkened, filled with sadness. So the packs were hunted. The puppies were destroyed. And my people learned to hide, to fear the bond. For many generations, no one dared to try again. Daniel's chest tightened. He could almost feel the weight of history in the creature's words, the sorrow of entire generations crushed by fear. And now you, Daniel whispered. Yes, the creature said. I broke the law of my people. I chose you, because I believe the bond is not curse but hope. Daniel rubbed his forehead. Hope? You mean those puppies are supposed to save your people? The creature shook its head. Not only my people, more. The galaxy itself. The war coming. It will burn worlds. But the puppies, if they live, they will be more than soldiers. They will be bridges. Between species, between enemies. They will carry unity. Daniel's stomach turned. This was too much. He was just a man who worked an ordinary job, lived in an ordinary house, and tried to pay his bills on time. How could he be part of something so enormous? You're asking me to take responsibility for lives I don't even understand, he said softly. That's not fair. The alien's ears twitched, and for a moment, it almost smiled. Life is never fair, human. But destiny does not ask permission. A heavy silence filled the room. Daniel paced, his thoughts spinning. Puppies that weren't really puppies. A war he couldn't see. An alien tradition older than his own planet's history. Finally, he stopped and looked at the creature. So what happens next? The creature's tail flicked once. The bond is already forming. The puppies are near. You will feel them soon. Daniel's chest tightened. Feel them? Yes, the creature said. They are not yet flesh. But their spirits stir, they reach for you. Listen closely, human, and you will hear them. Daniel closed his eyes, half expecting nothing. But then, he felt it, a faint warmth in his chest, like a small spark. His breath caught. The spark grew stronger, as if tiny heartbeats were pulsing inside him. Not his own, but something new. He opened his eyes quickly, gasping. What? What was that? The creature's glowing eyes watched him with deep intensity. That is them, our puppies, they already know you. Daniel's hands trembled. He backed away, shaking his head. This can't be real. This isn't possible. The alien's voice was steady, certain. It is real. And soon, others will. Sense them too. They will come to destroy what we have created. That is why you must be ready. The puppies must be protected. Daniel swallowed hard. Fear gripped him, but so did something else. A strange sense of duty. A whisper deep inside, telling him this was no longer just about him. The creature stood, towering over him. This is our tradition, human. To bond, to protect, to raise new life even when the universe wants to crush it. And now, it is yours too. Daniel stared at the glowing eyes, his heart racing. He wanted to scream, to deny it all. But the tiny spark he had felt inside told him the truth. The puppies were real, and their lives had already begun. First signs of trouble. Daniel could still feel the strange warmth inside his chest. That soft pulsing like small heartbeats that didn't belong to him terrified him more than anything else. He kept touching his chest as if he could rub it away, but it only grew stronger. The alien canine watched him closely, silver fur glowing faintly in the dim light. Its ears twitched as if catching sounds no human could hear. Suddenly, its glowing eyes narrowed. "They are coming," it growled. Daniel froze. "What do you mean? Who's coming?" The alien stood tall, its claws clicking against the floor. Its tail stiffened, no longer moving calmly but sharp and alert, like a blade ready to strike. The ones who fear the puppies, the ones who would kill them before they are born. Daniel felt his stomach drop. He ran to the window, peeking through the curtains. At first, everything looked normal. The trees swayed in the wind. The street was empty. But then he saw it, a shadow in the sky. It wasn't a plane, it wasn't a bird. The shape was too sharp, too controlled. A dark ship hovered above the treetops, silent, watching. Daniel stumbled, back. "Oh my God, they found us." The alien bared its teeth, a low rumble rising from its chest. "They will test us first. They always do. A small group to measure our strength. If we survive, they will send more." Daniel's hands shook. He wasn't a fighter. He wasn't a soldier. He was just a man in a small house with bills and normal problems. But now his life had become something far bigger, far deadlier. The alien turned to him, voice low and commanding. "Stay close to me, do not run. If they take you, the bond will break. The puppies will die." Daniel's throat went dry. He nodded quickly, though fear burned in his chest. A sudden thud shook the house. The window rattled. Daniel jumped back with a cry. "They're here!" he shouted. The alien growled deep, claws digging into the wooden floor. "They are fast!" Another thud came from the roof, then another at the back door. Daniel's pulse hammered. Shadows moved outside, tall figures with glowing red eyes. Their bodies looked almost insect-like, with long, thin arms ending in curved blades. "They look like nightmares," Daniel whispered. "They are hunters," the alien replied. "They live to erase bonds. Do not let their blades touch you." The back door exploded inward, wood flying across the kitchen. Daniel threw himself to the floor as one of the creatures stepped inside. Its body hissed black and slick, its red eyes burning. Before Daniel could even scream, the alien canine leapt. A blur of silver fur and claws smashed into the hunter, slamming it into the wall. The sound of splintering wood filled the air. The hunter screeched a horrible metallic cry before collapsing in sparks and smoke. Daniel stared wide-eyed. You killed it." The alien bared its teeth. "One, many more to come." Glass shattered as another hunter crashed through the window. Daniel scrambled to his feet, heart pounding. The creature's blade arms swung down toward him. "Move!" The alien roared. Daniel dove aside, feeling the blade slice through the air just inches from his head. The creature hissed, turning to strike again. But the alien canine was faster. With a vicious snap of its jaws, it clamped onto the hunter's neck. Sparks flew as teeth met strange metal flesh. The alien shook hard, ripping the creature apart. 2 hunters destroyed. But outside, shadows moved. More were coming. Daniel pressed his back against the wall, gasping for air. "We can't fight all of them. There's too many." The alien's glowing eyes turned toward him, fierce but steady. "We must. The puppies are already stirring. They can sense them. If we fall, the bond ends." Daniel's chest burned. That warmth inside him pulsed harder, like tiny drums beating faster and faster. He clutched his shirt, groaning. They know I have them." "Yes," the alien said. "They smell their spirit in you. That is why they come. You carry the spark now." Daniel's knees nearly buckled. He wasn't ready for this. He had no weapon, no training. Yet somehow, the galaxy had decided his body would be the shield for lives not yet born. Another crash shook the house, this time from above. The roof cracked, dust falling from the ceiling. Daniel looked up in horror. "They're on the roof," he shouted. The alien's growl shook the floor. "Then we climb." Before Daniel could ask what that meant, the alien grabbed him with one strong arm and leapt. In a blur, they soared up the stairs, claws ripping through the railing until they reached the attic. With one final leap, the alien smashed through the roof. Cold night air hit Daniel's face. He gasped as they landed on the rooftop. And there they were. 5 hunters circled them, red eyes glowing, blades raised. The ship hovered just above, silent and watchful, like a predator waiting for the kill. Daniel's heart pounded so hard he thought it might burst. The alien bared its teeth, silver fur bristling. "Stay behind me." The hunters moved closer, steps in perfect rhythm, their eyes locked on Daniel. He could feel it, the puppies inside him beating faster, panicking, alive. He whispered to himself, "Please, don't let me die here." The alien snarled, claws gleaming under the ship's red light. "If you fall, human, the galaxy loses. Its future, do not fall, stand with me." The hunters leapt and the rooftop battle began, the fight for the future. The night air cracked with sound. Claws against metal, blades against teeth, sparks flying into the dark sky. Daniel had never seen anything like it. He stood on the broken rooftop, heart racing so fast he thought it would tear out of his chest. Around him, 5 hunters circled, their glowing red eyes fixed not on the alien canine, but on him. The alien leapt first, silver fur a blur of motion. It collided with one hunter, claws tearing into its black armor. Sparks burst as the creature screeched and fell. Daniel flinched, covering his face, but there was no time to breathe. Another hunter darted forward, blade arm swinging down toward him. Daniel screamed and dropped to his knees. The blade sliced the air where his head had been, missing him by inches. Fear surged through him, but so did something else. A pulse inside his chest, deep and steady. The puppies. Their warmth spread through him like fire. His fear twisted into something harder, sharper. He grabbed a loose piece of wood from the shattered roof. His hands trembled, but he swung it wildly as the hunter lunged again. The wood cracked across the creature's face, buying him a second. Not enough to kill, but enough to survive. The alien's voice thundered above the chaos. "Good, fight back, do not freeze." "I'm not a fighter," Daniel shouted, gasping. "You are now," the alien roared, tearing another hunter apart with its jaws. Daniel's arms shook as he raised the wood again. The hunter hissed, its red eyes blazing, and lunged once more. Instinct took over. Daniel swung with all his strength. The wood snapped in half, but the force knocked the creature off balance. The alien pounced, finishing it in one swift motion. Black ichor sprayed across the rooftop. Daniel fell back, breathing hard, chest heaving. 3 hunters remained. They moved together, their steps in eerie rhythm, blades glinting in the red glow of the ship above. The alien stepped in front of Daniel, claws dripping with black liquid. "They will not stop. Protect the puppies. Stand with me." Daniel's throat tightened. He wanted to run. He wanted to hide. But the warmth in his chest pulsed harder, beating like a second heart. He could almost hear whispers, faint but urgent, tiny, voices calling to him. The puppies, they were afraid. They needed him. Something inside Daniel snapped. He forced himself to stand. His legs shook, but he clenched his fists. "All right, I'll fight." The alien growled approval. "Then we fight together." The hunters struck at once. 2 leapt toward the alien. 1 darted toward Daniel. Daniel stumbled back, searching desperately for a weapon. His hand found a broken piece of metal pipe sticking out of the ruined roof. He yanked it free just as the hunter lunged. He swung. The pipe slammed into the creature's side with a hollow clang. Pain shot up Daniel's arms, but the hunter staggered. It hissed, spinning its blade toward him. Daniel ducked, the blade cutting a line across his sleeve, missing flesh by an inch. He shoved the pipe forward, jamming it into the hunter's chest. Sparks exploded. The creature screeched, thrashing. Daniel pushed harder, shouting through gritted teeth. With a final burst of strength, the pipe pierced deep. The hunter convulsed, then collapsed in a heap. Daniel fell to his knees, gasping for air. He had killed it. Him. The man who had never been in a fight, never held a weapon, never imagined anything beyond his small life. He had killed a monster. The warmth in his chest flared stronger, proud, alive. The alien tore through another hunter, ripping it apart with claws and teeth. Only one remained. But this one was different. It was taller, faster. Its red eyes glowed, brighter than the others. It hissed loudly, its blade arms slicing the air with deadly precision. Daniel swallowed hard. That one's bigger. Yes, the alien growled. The leader, the hunter, lunged faster than the others. The alien met it head-on, claws clashing with blades. Sparks rained as the two locked in combat. Daniel watched, helpless, as the alien struggled. The leader was stronger, its strikes sharper. The alien snarled, but a blade cut across its side. Silver fur turned red with blood. Daniel's heart jumped. No! The alien staggered, then turned its glowing eyes toward him. For the first time, Daniel saw pain there. Human, help me. Puppies need you. Daniel's chest burned. He gripped the pipe tighter. His fear melted into something else, rage. Not for himself, for the alien, for the puppies. For the future that hunters wanted to destroy. He charged. The leader turned just as Daniel swung. The pipe smashed against its back. The creature shrieked, spinning to strike him. Daniel ducked, rolling across the rooftop. His chest pounded like a drum, the warmth inside blazing like fire. He rose again, shouting, and rammed the pipe into the creature's leg. It stumbled, giving the alien the opening it needed. With a roar, the alien lunged, jaws snapping around the leader's throat. It crushed down, sparks flying. The hunter shrieked one last time before collapsing into stillness. Silence fell. Daniel dropped the pipe, his arms heavy. His chest still burned, but now it felt steady, strong. He looked at the alien, who staggered, blood dripping from its side. "You're hurt," Daniel said, panic rising. The alien's glowing eyes dimmed, its breath ragged. "I will heal, but it has begun." "What has begun?" Daniel asked, his voice trembling. The alien sank to one knee, clutching its side. Its eyes met Daniel's with a strange mix of pain and pride. "The puppies. They are coming. The bond is too strong now. The birth will begin soon." Daniel froze. His fear returned, sharper than ever. He wasn't ready. He didn't know how. But there was no time left to think. The future of the galaxy was already on its way. The birth of the puppies. The rooftop was silent except for the heavy sound of Daniel's breathing and the low growl of the wounded alien canine. Around them, the broken bodies of hunters lay scattered, their sparks fading into the night. The ship above had pulled back, but Daniel knew it wasn't gone. It was waiting, watching. He turned to the alien. Its silver fur was stained with blood, and its chest rose and fell with uneven breaths. Daniel rushed forward. "You're hurt. We need to get you inside." The alien shook its head slowly, eyes glowing faint but steady. "No time. The bond is reaching its peak." Daniel frowned. "What does that mean?" The alien's claws dug into the rooftop, wood cracking under its weight. Its voice came out rough, strained. "It means the puppies are coming now." Daniel's blood ran cold. "What? Here? In the middle of all this?" "Yes," the alien growled. "The bond cannot wait. Spirit births follow no time, no safety. Once they begin, they cannot be stopped." Daniel's chest burned again, harder than ever. The warmth inside him pulsed wildly, like 100 tiny hearts beating all at once. He stumbled back, clutching his chest. "It hurts." The alien staggered toward him, placing a clawed hand over his trembling hand. Its glowing eyes locked onto his. "They are reaching for you. They want you. You must not reject them. If you break now, they die." Daniel gasped, sweat dripping down his face. He fell to his knees, chest pounding like a war drum. His vision blurred, and in the blur he saw flashes, small glowing shapes, tiny figures curled in light. He could hear faint sounds like soft cries calling out to him. "The puppies," he whispered, tears forming in his eyes. "I can hear them." The alien's voice was firm despite its pain. "Yes. Guide them. Hold them. They are yours as much as mine." But before Daniel could steady himself, the air filled with a low hum. He looked up in terror. The ship was descending again. From its belly, more hunters dropped, black shapes sliding down ropes of light. At least 10 of them. Daniel's heart stopped. "They're back," the alien snarled, baring bloody teeth. "They know the birth is near. They want to end it before it completes." Daniel's hands shook. His chest burned hotter, the puppies crying louder inside him. He could barely breathe. "I can't fight and do this at the same time." The alien's eyes narrowed, glowing fiercely. "You must, for them." Daniel staggered to his feet, gripping the broken metal pipe still slick with black ichor. The hunters landed around the rooftop, circling them, blades gleaming under the red glow of the ship. The alien collapsed to one knee, clutching its wound. "My strength weakens. The bond drains me. You must protect them now, human." Daniel's throat tightened. He looked at the hunters, then at the alien, then at the warmth blazing in his chest. He was no warrior, no hero. But those tiny cries inside him, they needed him. If he failed, they would never live. He tightened his grip on the pipe, fire flashing in his eyes. "All right, if you want them, you'll have to go through me." The hunters hissed and rushed forward. Daniel swung wildly, the pipe crashing into one hunter's chest. Sparks flew. The creature staggered back, but another slashed at him. The blade nicked his arm, blood running down. He screamed, but didn't stop. The fire in his chest burned hotter, filling him with strength he didn't know he had. The puppies pulsed inside him, as if lending him power. His fear turned into fury. He shouted and struck again, knocking a hunter off the rooftop. It screeched as it fell into the trees below. 2 hunters closed in from either side. Daniel spun, swinging the pipe like a bat. The impact cracked their armor, sending them staggering. His arms ached, his lungs burned, but he kept moving. Every strike, every scream, was for the puppies. Behind him, the alien howled, a deep, echoing sound that shook the air. Its glowing eyes blazed brighter. "Yes, human, that is the fire. That is why I chose you." Daniel fought harder, the warmth inside him glowing so bright it felt like his chest would burst. Suddenly, his vision blurred again. He saw flashes of light, tiny shapes breaking free, drifting out of him like glowing sparks. He gasped. "They're coming." The alien howled louder, its voice carrying across the night. The hunters hissed, their movements more desperate, blades slashing wildly. They could sense it too. The birth was happening. Daniel dropped to his knees, clutching his chest. Pain and fire exploded through him. His body shook violently. The warmth inside him burst outward, glowing light spilling from his skin. Tiny shapes emerged, floating in the air. Small, glowing creatures, their forms half canine, half human spirit. They whined softly, their voices echoing in Daniel's mind. "The puppies," Daniel whispered through tears. "They're here." The hunters froze, their red eyes fixed on the newborn spirits. Fear rippled through them. One hissed louder, lunging forward to strike. Daniel roared, grabbing the pipe and swinging with all his strength. The blow cracked the hunter's head, sparks flying as it collapsed. His body burned with pain, but his spirit felt stronger than ever. The alien crawled closer, its eyes glowing weak but proud. "You did it. They are alive. Our puppies are born." The glowing spirit puppies floated gently, circling around Daniel and the alien. Their light pushed back the shadows, their cries filling the air like music. The hunters hissed, but hesitation filled their steps. They had failed to stop the birth. Fear spread through them. The ship above let out a low, angry hum. Daniel, still shaking, stood tall. He held the pipe in one hand, blood running down his arm, his chest glowing faintly with the newborn spirits around him. He looked at the hunters, his voice steady for the first time. "You can't stop them now. They're ours." The hunters hissed again but stepped back. The ship rumbled and slowly began to rise, retreating into the night sky. The hunters followed, leaping away into the shadows, leaving the rooftop behind. Daniel fell to his knees, exhausted. The puppies floated around him, their tiny lights flickering like stars. He reached out and one touched his hand. Warmth flooded through him again, soft and gentle this time. The alien leaned close, whispering weakly, "They are yours now. Protect them." Daniel nodded, tears sliding down his face. "I will. I promise." Above them, the night sky stretched wide and endless. The hunters were gone, for now. But Daniel knew they would return, and this time, they wouldn't be hunting just him. They would be hunting the puppies. A new beginning. The rooftop was quiet again. Smoke rose from the broken hunters that lay scattered, their sparks fading into silence. Above, the enemy ship was gone, retreating into the night sky. For the first time since the nightmare began, Daniel could hear nothing but his own shaky breaths. Around him, the spirit puppies floated like small glowing stars. Their tiny forms drifted gently in the air, their soft cries echoing inside his mind. Each one carried warmth pure and strong, filling the darkness with light. Daniel reached out a trembling hand. One of the puppies floated closer, brushing against his skin. The warmth spread through his arm, calming the fire in his chest. His lips trembled, and before he could stop himself, he whispered, "You're real? You're alive?" The alien canine lay on the rooftop, breathing heavily. Its silver, fur-stained with blood. Its glowing eyes softened as it watched the puppies circle Daniel. With a weak growl that sounded almost like a chuckle, it said, "They already trust you. They know you are theirs." Daniel turned, tears filling his eyes. "I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm not ready for this. I can't raise them. I can't protect them. I'm just a man who—" The alien cut him off with a low growl. "You fought tonight. You stood when you could have run. You gave them life when the hunters tried to steal it. That is enough. That is why I chose you." Daniel shook his head, but deep inside, he knew the creature was right. Something had changed in him. He wasn't the same man who had opened the door 2 nights ago. He wasn't just Daniel anymore. He was something more. Something greater. One of the puppies landed gently on his shoulder, curling into a ball of light. Another floated into his hands. He felt their warmth, their tiny heartbeats, of spirit, and with them came a strange new feeling. Not fear, not doubt, but responsibility. He looked at the alien. "What happens now?" The alien's eyes dimmed, its voice heavy. "Now, you must protect them. Others will come. The hunters were only the first wave. The galaxy will not accept what we have created. They will fear it. They will try to end it. You must keep the puppies alive until they are strong enough to stand." Daniel swallowed hard. His hands shook as he held the glowing puppy close. "I don't know if I can." "You can," the alien whispered. "Because you must." Silence hung heavy between them. Then the alien's body trembled, its claws digging into the rooftop. Daniel rushed forward, panic filling his chest. "You're bleeding too much. We need to get you help." The alien shook its head weakly. "No. My strength was given to the bond, to them. I may not live to see them grow. That is why you must carry this alone." Daniel froze, horror filling him. "No. You can't leave. You can't just give this to me and die." The alien's glowing eyes met his, filled with both sorrow and pride. "Life ends, but the bond lives on. Through them, through you. That is enough." Daniel felt tears burning his eyes. He wanted to scream, to argue, to beg. But the puppies circled him again, their soft cries echoing in his mind. Stronger now. He could feel them pulling at him, clinging to him, needing him. He clenched his fists, holding back the tears. "If you can't stay, then I'll protect them. I'll keep them safe. I swear it." The alien gave the faintest nod. Its glowing eyes flickered weakly. "Good. Then my choice was right." Daniel looked down at the puppies in his hands. Their light pulsed like tiny suns, soft but steady. For the first time, he didn't feel like an ordinary man. He felt like something new, like a guardian of the future. The alien lowered its head, resting against the rooftop. Its voice faded, barely a whisper now. They will change everything. They will be hunted, yes. But they will also be loved. Teach them, guide them, and never let the fire in you fade. Daniel's throat tightened. He wanted to say something, but the words wouldn't come. The alien closed its glowing eyes. Its chest rose one final time, then stilled. Daniel sat frozen, the night wind brushing across his face. He held the puppies close, their warmth filling the empty silence. For a long moment he couldn't move. He just sat there, staring at the fallen creature who had chosen him, who had trusted him with the future of an entire galaxy. Then, slowly, he stood. The puppies floated around him, their glow lighting the ruined rooftop like lanterns. He looked up at the night sky, where the enemy ship had vanished. "They'll be back," he whispered. His voice shook, but there was steel in it. "And when they come, I'll be ready." The puppies cried softly as if answering him. Their tiny lights pulsed brighter like stars beginning to shine. Daniel took a deep breath. He was no longer just Daniel. He was something else now, a father, a guardian, a protector. The puppies were his. The future was his. And somewhere, out, there in the endless dark, the galaxy had already begun to shift, because one human and one alien had broken the oldest law. And in doing so, they had created something the galaxy had never seen before. A new beginning,